right, here we are with Monique Rose. How are you doing?
Good. It's hot in Canada, believe it or not.
Wow. Well, it's plenty hot here too. So, you want to tell people a little bit about yourself before we get started talking about the ocean?
Sure. Geez, almost like where to start. I just want to say that everyone is born with abilities. It's just your upbringing, whether you stay connected or disconnected. In my life, however, I was disconnected due to the religious background that I grew up in.
Oh, yeah, that could do it.
So I've actually been only doing my gifts and everything for about 3 years. So in that time, so much healing has had to happen so that
great.
my gifts and things like that. So as much as like my past is hard or was hard, it has brought me like to where I am now. But it all started with Reiki, with just having a chakra balancing session. I left my session and the walk home, everything looked brighter, crisper, louder. It was just kind of weird.
Oh, awesome.
Went down the rabbit hole with that and then started, Googling, and one click leads to another 6 hours later. And then I decided to become a Reiki practitioner. So I did that all 3 levels, 1 through master teacher. And then during that time, I found out that, hey, anyone can get in touch with their abilities. And so I tried doing that for myself and was pleasantly surprised that I've been doing it all along, but never knew.
Wow. So are you clairaudient, clairvoyant, clairsentient, claircognizant? How would you describe your abilities?
All. It depends on the spirit that you're communicating, because just like we have skills and abilities, they also have skills and abilities. And often said, if a spirit doesn't know how to communicate with the clairs that are prominent for you, tell them to go learn on the other side and come back to you. But my strongest ones are clairsentient, because I'm also very highly empathic. So clear feeling and just the claircognizance, just like the thoughts that get downloaded.
Oh yeah, that's probably mine also. All right, well, you want to get started on, and I will put your website at the end. We'll ask you, but right now we're going to talk about the ocean, and a lot of these first ones are actually from my sister Terry.
Okay.
What is the ocean from a psycho-spiritual perspective? Not sure what that means, but maybe Erik. Hi, Erik. I love you. Oh my God, I forgot.
He says, hi, Mama. He's dressed in blue swim shorts and snorkel gear.
Why? What are you doing that for, silly?
He's diving into the ocean.
Oh, of course. Okay, so what is the ocean from a psycho-spiritual perspective, sweetie?
It's a cleanser. And it's also where the universe lives, because the universe is within us, and just like we are every drop of the ocean is also us. So it's a very calming, grounding type of energy. It can do everything. It can wash away your energy, it can recharge your energy, and it can stabilize your energy. Not only is the water fluid, he says, but it's also very solid. And he's showing about the metamorphosis, about how to make ice cubes.
Okay.
How you water and you harden them, but then you expose them to the sunlight and they evaporate and they melt and they go back to liquid. He says that is also like us.
Oh, yeah, that's our evolution.
We should be more like water and go with the ebb and flow. He's bringing me images of like a bank. Even though the water doesn't go anywhere, bit by bit as it comes in, it changes the look of the shoreline bit by bit. And it's just repetition. I don't know where he's going with that.
Where are you going with that? What rabbit hole you taking us down, boy?
the bottomless ocean. Um, yeah, so he's just bringing it back to our personal energy where it's just an all-encompassing type of place, and the water for people's minds can be either scary or they can be very calming.
Is it scary because it's a past life thing? Like maybe they drowned?
Past life, current life, or just a fear.
Okay. All right. So maybe that's why so many people find it so healing to be next to water, period.
Yeah,
Because it
exactly.
cleanses our energy, balances it, grounds us. Okay. All right.
Yeah, cleanses, charge, it heals, it washes, it supports us. Like if we're just floating, and if we, so just with, he says it's sort of like life. If you just surrender to the water will support you all your weight. Doesn't matter if you're 90 pounds or 300 pounds, the water is going to support you. So with life, if you just become like water and just surrender to the universe is going to support you no matter what.
Ooh, I love that metaphor uh, or analogy. All right. How do you see the ocean evolving, and what part will mankind play in its evolution?
Nature will always adapt, even though humans are sort of ruining it. It's still going to be there. It's never going to be gone 100%. It's going to change where some lakes become smaller, some rivers dry up, but it's always going to remain the same. There's always going to be bodies of water, no matter what we do to it. He says that it's always going to remain because just as water sustains life and it sustains our life, we are also made up out of water. So
It's true.
it's never going to go away. It's just maybe going to change in, he goes, looks and smell. And he's talking about like the parts where it's really toxic and goes like
Ooh,
that.
ooh. And Erik
Like
sends people those kind of smells too. So yeah, rotten fish smells.
he's like, who, me?
Yeah. Hey, how do you feel about repeating his F bombs and things like that? Are you cool with that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. All right, now her next question is tell us about Atlantis, Lemuria, and other important underwater civilizations, and what is their legacy on our present population?
He says that they're very busy. He almost shows like a curtain unveiling to where it's sort of been hidden for now, but people are starting to have more awareness. So like the veil that's been hiding it is slowly coming off to people, but it's very, very busy because they know like the Lemurians and Atlantis and all that, they know that the people are actively searching for them now. They want to connect, they want to be a part, they want to go home with like some people who remember those lives as living underwater there.
Well, now they were living on top of water, right? And they sank. Are some of them still alive, living underwater?
There's still some energy under the water, yes.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's cool. And so,
Um,
yeah, go
they're,
ahead with the, go ahead.
they're, he's just saying that they're preparing for to reemerge
Oh,
because it's now time for things to come back to light because the people are actively searching for it, not in a curious way um, to dismantle it, but more to help create it and further it.
okay. Well, what would their reemergence have to offer us? How could we benefit, and vice versa? How could they benefit?
I was talking about healing. He says that there is places under the water there where Earth, some of Earth's energy, just like we have chakras in our body, there's these energy powerhouses that help the Earth as one through these energy vortexes.
Oh, I was going to ask it. Is it related to vortices? Okay, cool.
And there's just a lot of healing power with our natural things, like the salt in the water, the crystallized rocks that are underneath.
Yeah, because crystals, they're healing.
Yeah, he just said to bring a really big healing up to it.
Good. Is there any technology that we will discover? Very advanced technology that we will discover when they reemerge?
He's going back to like a power blaster with water. He says he can't speak to it now, but there is something to do with combining the power of crystals, energy, and water.
With our powers combined. That's the Power Rangers, right? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Tell us about special creatures or life forms, discovered and undiscovered, living in the ocean, and what is our co-purpose on the earth?
Well, he wants to address the mermaids.
Oh, yeah. Okay. There's a lot of questions about that. Yeah, go for it.
He says, yes, it's all real. There are mermaids.
Cool.
And he's showing me an image of like a pink fish. But it sort of has, it has 4 fins, 2 in the front and 2 in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And it almost looks like it has a nose. It reminds me a lot of a pig.
Oh, okay.
He says those are really cute, mischievous little fuckers.
Ah, all right. I'm gonna before we get off of mermaids, I'm gonna ask this person's. Do the mermaids enter our ocean via portals, or do they live here all the time, just at depths we can't reach?
He says it has to do with our belief systems, just like spirit's not up here or down here, but spirit is right in front of our face. It's just our veil, our personal conditioning.
Ah,
It's our awareness.
yeah, that makes sense. It's like the Native Americans when some of the first, I don't know, from Spain or whatever, some of the first explorers came to America. They did not see the ships that were in the harbor. They couldn't see them because they couldn't even envision something like that. So I guess that's what you're talking about. That's so cool.
Yeah, they're laying rocks. They're on the beach beside you. They're swimming. They're
Wow.
all. It's just, yeah, people's awareness aren't there, and the people that have truly believe in it, they're the ones that have had mermaid sightings.
Oh yeah. Well, what are they like? And like, what do they think about humans? Just any salient tidbits.
Well, they're not as Hollywood glammed up, he says.
Oh yeah. Not like Splash, Daryl Hannah on Splash. All right.
They're kind of stinky, and they're half fish, right? So he says that they're not as nice to the nose as one would think. They don't just have perfectly combed hair every day like the Little Mermaid. he says they're just like us. There are some who are a bit nasty, and then there's some that are more loving and more welcoming. But they have the utmost respect for their environment. So that, going back to how disrespectful we are to where we live.
Yeah.
He's just talking about like the pollution, the cars, just, littering, just, not taking care of our earth. That is a big difference between life underwater and then life above water. It's just respect that.
Yeah. Do they come from another galaxy or planet, planetary system, or are they just on Earth like we are and have been?
No, they're just on Earth like we've been.
Or do they have any special powers? Like healing ability, telepathy, you name it.
He says telepathy, yeah, telepathy for sure, and healing as well. Yes, they have sonar and they have frequency, and they move things and communicate through their frequencies.
Oh, that's
to
cool.
us to us it may look like an ability, but to them it's just a way of life.
Okay. What about dolphins? Why do they seem so special to humans? I just love them.
I love them too.
Mm-hmm.
I actually was able to be in water with one.
Oh.
I refer to them as cold silky butter, like velvety butter.
Mm.
That's how he says that they're a bit of like the underdog, but they are like a workhorse. They're kind of how we view dogs, how dogs are very loyal to us.
Mm-hmm.
He says that they're kind of like that to the underwater world. They just have
Oh.
unconditional loyalty and love, and they're just very playful like children, and they work very hard.
So what attracts us to dolphins?
Our inner child.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Anything else on dolphins before we move on?
One sec, it's coming in so fast I can't make sense of it.
Slow down, Erik.
He says to adapt the behavior of a dolphin, lose the judgment, be playful like a child, unconditional loyalty to all. And just protect what you value.
And be horny little bastards like they are?
He says, "Mom, that's a different. That's a different."
Oh, okay. Still on the sea creatures there. The Loch Ness monster. This one person is wondering whether it really is or was a dinosaur called the plesiosaur. Some years ago, two fishermen off the coast of England saw what they thought was an upturned boat. As they pulled alongside it in their boat, a creature poked the head out of the water, then dove out of sight. Oh my God, that's kind of freaky. So, could this have been a plesiosaur? And are they still living in the ocean? And then found its way into a loch when it was first sighted?
Um, no, it's not. Um, it's not the dinosaur. It is still a sea creature. It is still very much alive, and there is more than one. I'm getting the number 5.
Mm.
But this is sort of like the hierarchy. They all remain hidden except for just the one. Almost like a soldier where it has to go out and see if this area is okay.
Oh,
Research for, like, can we go over here? Is it safe over here?
okay. That's fine. All right, back to the special creatures. Any more special creatures that we would be shocked to find out? And also, what is the largest sea creature in the ocean now?
He shows himself swimming in the water right now and says, I'm the largest sea creature right
Oh,
now.
yeah, right. The largest ego, baby. Just kidding.
He says, no, I don't have ego anymore.
I know you don't.
He's talking about whales. They're very underrated.
In what way?
He kind of brings up Eeyore, where there's a whole group of animals, and Eeyore seems to be like the shy one or the sad one.
It's my birthday. Thanks for noticing. Yeah, I know. Winnie the
Just
Pooh.
like this. And
Uh-huh.
he said a lot of whales just sort of seem to have that mentality. They're just swimming along, and then that's about it. They don't really do much. Where like the dolphins, they're very super playful, like a Tigger, and they're constantly like jumping up and jumping up and jumping
Ah.
up. He just says they're like the old farts of the ocean.
Oh no. Okay. So, is one of the whale species, is that the largest?
He says, are you asking about size or are you asking about population?
Size.
He says that oh yeah, there's some whales that haven't been seen, but you can park a plane in them.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so probably the largest sea creature is some form of whale. Okay. Now, one thing I forgot about dolphins. I saw a special a long time ago that they're really intelligent. In fact, for number chunking, like for humans to memorize numbers, we like phone number, we had to have 3 and then 4, or 3, 3, and 4. But they can memorize a chunk of 10 numbers at a time. So, how would you describe their intellect, and even compare it to human intellect? But don't compare it to mine.
He says, yeah, they're really pretty fucking smart. But they don't have really an ego per se, so their intellect doesn't really get in the way of them interacting. They're like an endless, they just have this hunger for knowledge, and then it's endless.
Mm.
They just always want to learn more and know more, and it's fun for them to be tested intellectually. He says you can meet a dolphin one day, and then 20 years from now, if it's still alive, it will recognize you.
Wow.
Which by
What is our co-purpose with them on Earth, if any?
he says that when we're in the water with them, or if they have like a multi-layered purpose. If we're with them physically, they allow us to be in the moment, and they help calm our energy, and just for us to drop anything that's going on and really connect to an animal. And they help us to remember to always be gentle with life. Um, it's still, be gentle with them, even though they are bigger than you.
Mm-hmm.
You're just, say, like listening to their sounds on YouTube, or a DVD, TV. Their frequency that they utter helps calm and heal us on a frequency level as well.
Wow. Was it do our balances or cleanses our chakras or something?
Yeah.
Maybe they have dolphin therapy for people like autistic kids and stuff. They might have programs like that, but that'd be like equine therapy is used. That would be cool. Okay. Uh, are there any alien life forms living under the ocean?
Like birds.
No, aliens like aliens like ETs.
As
ETs.
I
Do
said,
they like have a base down there? Are there aliens in there? Under the ocean or in the ocean?
he says yes, because it's a great, not a hiding spot, but it's a great form of protection, um, from us humans who have just a harsher agenda.
Oh, of course. I mean, so they said for this person says for years people have cited UFOs entering and exiting the ocean off the coast of Southern California, creating a belief that there is an underwater base there. So is that where one, at least, of the underwater bases are off the
He says
coast of California?
one of 50. There's
Wow.
multiple.
Wow. It's just all over the world.
Yes.
Now, what is their purpose, the aliens in the ocean? Like, are they helping us or the animals? Are they helping keep it clean? Or is it just because it's a safe place to be, or what?
No, he does say it's all of that. It's what is it? They help clean the oceans. They also help heal some of the animals that are either sick or injured if they're in the area. Um, and they're also here too to telepathically guide us to new technologies.
Good. What are they? Are they tall whites, large grays, small grays, rainbow aliens? I don't know. One we don't know about, all of the above.
He's giving me a sense that it's more of a community, to where it's not one specific that is taking over every place.
So all sorts of different aliens. And
Yeah, he's reminding me of Star Wars.
so, but for the most part, uh, not bad, not evil.
No,
Okay,
not.
good. I like that. All right, back to my sister's
You know,
questions.
we're
What is
not
it?
letting
What
evil
now?
happen.
Yeah.
He says, "We never let anything evil happen to you."
Oh, what is the difference between how fresh water and ocean water affects us, Erik?
The salt water acts more of a clarifier, like a cleanser.
That's true.
And
Salt cleans energy when you burn it
yeah,
with rubbing alcohol. That's true.
water gets contaminated too easily.
Mm.
And that's where you have a lot of bottom feeder fish and fish whose purpose is to clean, is mostly found in the freshwater.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because it's all about balance.
Yeah. How can mankind peacefully coexist with the ocean? That's from Aunt Terry again.
One, to love yourself is going to be a big step into mankind existing peacefully. And then in terms of the water, um, if you think you are like 80% water, so if you think about what you're putting into your body is poisoning or helping, think about what you're putting into the ocean. Are you poisoning it or are you helping it?
Yeah.
So just treat it as you would yourself.
Okay. Is it more important, again from Aunt Terry, is it more important for us to explore the ocean or space?
He says technically you can do both because if you go deep down in the ocean, it looks like space. And if you zoom all the way out into space, your ocean is in space because Earth is floating.
That's true. Oh, wow. Okay. So why is it important for us? So I guess both.
It's just it's just personal perspectives. It's
Okay.
whatever you do.
All right. Why is it important for us to explore the ocean, for example?
He's saying that it sort of gives us a deeper understanding of where we have come from
Mm-hmm.
and how for us to be better. It's almost like a physical way that we can view what we're doing to the planet
Mm-hmm.
by the state of the ocean.
Okay.
And what was the other part of the question?
No, that's good. Uh,
Okay.
how did the oceans originate? I mean, there are some theories that it came from the rocks, that were cooling off when the Earth, 3.6 or whatever billion years ago was cooling off. It was lava. Some say that icy comets, icy meteors. But then they study the amount of deuterium in and xenon, and it couldn't be just from icy comets or just from. So anyway, what is the origin of freaking oceans? I'm just confusing myself.
He says, where does anything come from?
Oh, you smart Alec.
It's come from multiple places. He says there's some stuff that has been here, and then things are formed out of the ocean. And then he says also some aliens have brought water and
Oh,
brought certain things that live in the water.
okay.
Same with on Earth as well, but in terms of the water.
Okay. Now, how did the salt originate from the ocean?
Well, he says back before there was so many humans on it, um, there was so much more salt and minerals on Earth. And with everything being in the waters and being all natural before we took over, it sort of almost like it absorbs it in a way. He's showing me like a sponge. Like it just
Absorb the minerals, the salt
like
from the
the
earth?
yeah, like water, yeah, the water took on a different mineral level through absorbing through what was around it. Um, he's talking about like fish poop.
I said maybe organic matter. Is that what you're saying? Sort of. Well, I don't know. Why would that? Well, there's salt in blood, so maybe like from organisms.
Yeah, he's saying it just is just how we are. Like, where does our salt come from in our bodies?
Yeah, where do salt mines come from? From the
It
ocean? Okay. Um, will there ever be a time in the future, of course, there's free will involved, where the oceans are clean and healthy?
He's showing like the timelines splicing off. So the people who are not aware and who are not living a spiritual purpose right now, um, they have one version of Earth.
Oh my God! So there's got to be a split in reality.
And then as like we are ascending and as we are going into this golden age, this new Earth, we have a bit of a cleaner water. It's all about the different the parallels.
In perspective, we create our own reality. So yeah. Okay. Quantum probabilities. All
Yeah.
right. So somebody wants to know where in the ocean is that Malaysian airline MH370, and will we ever find it?
He says, is it lost or is it in another timeline?
Oh, I don't know. You tell me. No, one time you said it was. Well, I'll just let you answer.
Um, all I'm getting from him right there is just east.
East of what? Show her a map, Eric. Give her
I'm
an image of a map.
east of 142. I don't know, is that like longitude, latitude?
I don't know. Could be. Okay, we'll take that information and look. That sounds cool. Y'all get your globes out. Okay, what is the best way for us to clean the ocean, besides, of course, not throwing plastics and diapers and needles and all that, not contaminating them in the first place, okay? But what could be done to clean them effectively? Clean it, the oceans.
Um, he's talking about at-home projects. Um, budding scientists. There's a lot of youth right now that are making their own at-home makeshift um, water filters and cleansers.
Mm.
And these children, these inventions are going to play a big role in the future.
So they'll be able to build them on a large scale, obviously, then if they're going to,
Yeah.
one that won't fit in their kitchen. Okay, well, that's good. That's good. Uh, somebody wants to know if whales and dolphins come from another planet.
Whales, no. Dolphins, yes.
Really, where are they from? I've heard that before.
He says way out past Saturn.
Oh, okay, cool. Why did they come here? Did their planet explode and they got into their mother dolphin ship, and or did they go through some
Just
portal?
just to broaden their awareness and to learn more and to help civilization.
How did they get here? Little dolphin astronauts with their little helmets and stuff, right?
That would be funny, yeah.
Hmm.
Um, he's showing me like a frequency thing from a planet into the water.
So they altered their frequency in order for them to travel this distance or time or what?
It's almost like they have an extension of where they are, and it billows all the way out until it reaches where it needs to go, and they kind of just like
Oh,
through it.
oh, like a portal?
Yeah, kind of like a portal, but it's like their own where they're living just sort of like morphs and shifts, and it looks like a vortex,
Oh, okay.
and they just kind of like go through that.
Oh, wow. Are they still coming through? Or the ones that are here, that's it?
Yes, but not as many as before.
Okay. Are there any undiscovered beings in the ocean that are as intelligent or more intelligent than uh, us humans?
He's winking right now. There are some things out there, but they're not yet to be known.
Oh, so we're not allowed to know.
Not yet.
Are the aliens? The aliens we talked about?
No.
Okay. Uh, are there oceans in heaven that you guys can like swim in, see all the beauty below?
He says, "Oh fuck yeah! If there's anything we want,
Oh, that's true. You can materialize anything.
exactly. If he wants to build a sandcastle on the beach, he just thinks it and it appears, and he can build a sandcastle on the beach.
Awesome.
Yeah, just like how we create our own reality because we are spirit up in
Mm,
spirit, we also create our own reality up there as well.
okay. All right. What is the most shocking thing that we haven't already uncovered about the ocean?
Just how truly vast it really is,
Mm,
and how many species are actually there. If you He's mentioning that when everyone becomes aware and we all are able to become one with everything on earth,
yeah.
really far time from now, we just won't realize how many species there really were, um, and how each work together in unison for this whole ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
We
Okay.
just by the knowledge itself, we would be flabbergasted.
How many species do you think, more or less, have been or undiscovered of marine life?
And he says a couple mil.
Oh my gosh. All right. One person wants to know what whales think about us. Gulp.
Makes a joke. He says, "Oh, they have a whale of a time with that."
Oh God. Keep your day job.
Um, they laugh at us more than often,
Okay.
but they don't really think too much about us. They just coexist.
Okay. Do megalodon sharks, the prehistoric great whites, still exist? Or are there any other large prehistoric creatures deep that still somehow exist? Like marine dinosaurs, I guess.
They still, in this particular timeline, he says, as of right now, no, but they do still exist in a universal way.
What do you mean?
He's talking,
Another planet or whatever?
he's talking about like parallel worlds and parallel lives,
Oh, okay.
and yeah, everything is still very much alive
Oh, okay.
in our current, where we are currently. No.
Okay. Are the polar ice caps and glaciers melting because of human influence, or was it going to happen on its own anyway?
Human influence for sure.
Okay. Is it only human influence?
Humans were the catalyst,
Okay.
just from the pollution and the global warming and everything that has come from us just destroying the land.
Mm.
It has all been, we've just been a catalyst for it to happen.
What's going to happen? I mean, you have um, developing nations like India and China that are just polluting so much. I mean, and we are trying to be better as a country, but when they're still doing it, what's the outlook?
Um, it's still going to deteriorate, but not as fast as we believe it to be. In our lifetime, there's still going to be ice caps, and even in our children's lifetime, there's still going to be some ice caps. But he's also talking about like the new world, how we're shifting and we're ascending.
And the
So the
cleaner ocean, and yeah.
older world, yes, it may eventually cease to exist, but when we get to the new world, when we ascend and we're in our 5D and all that, we see a big difference.
Well, when is that going to be? 10,000 years, 100 years, a million years?
It's already slowly happening, us shifting and the earth rising, but it's all to do with your awareness too. If you remember, like, say yourself, 10 years ago, your awareness, the world looked a certain way to you. And he says, through experiences, your awareness now has a whole different viewpoint on things, and now all of a sudden the world looks different to you.
That's true.
Even though technically maybe nothing has changed, it's just you changed, so your world changed because you are your reality.
Yeah, that's cool. It's like when you're pregnant, you look around and everybody seems to be pregnant. Everybody. It's not the guys, though. All right. In what year do you see the ocean levels rising along coastal cities in California? And does it have to do with a major earthquake causing a tsunami? Oh, puppy parade. Hey, Lucas, I'm doing a session, baby. Hi, baby. Hi.
It's okay, my cats are trying to get to the door. He says it brings back to one of our earlier questions today.
Mm-hmm.
So will we still have an ocean or still have water? It's part of, because water, like the ocean, has energy and consciousness, and for water and the ocean to survive, it does create tsunamis and things like that, because it's doing what it can to lessen the degree of population, lessen the degree of factories and everything like that. It's just being presented to me in a very like cleansing sort of thing, and a
Okay.
survival.
Okay. Will it, how high will like off the coast of California, how high up will the ocean go? Around the US, we'll say. It's probably going to be similar everywhere because.
He says it's nothing crazy and new like you're going to see. It's just going to be the same old shit that you've seen
Okay.
many years ago.
Okay.
It's like a gentle way of cleansing, but for the people experiencing it, it doesn't feel very gentle. But he
Yeah.
says also to do with helping people jump into their own, helping to change their awareness, because he says the biggest catalyst for humans to change is mainly through tragedy.
Oh, that's too bad. Oh gosh.
So that,
When will the next major earthquake hit California? And I have just a couple more questions. That's it.
oh, sorry, you broke up there. What was the question?
Oh, I'm sorry. When will the next big one, earthquake, hit California? Somebody wants to know.
Getting 2019.
Okay. Is the radiation from the nuclear disaster at Fukushima affecting the sea life a lot?
Reached, I believe, the Atlantic Ocean side of it. Like if you flatten out the world, or like you flatten out a globe,
Mm-hmm.
it's now starting to reach its traces all the way to the Atlantic.
Okay. So how much impact does it have on sea life?
Big time. Sea life has had to kind of reassimilate and kind of redefine itself to survive. And a lot of some of the species is dwindling now because of that.
Oh.
It's actually a very, very sad thing that's been happening in the ocean.
Mm. So will it get better?
It will get better over time, but not something that we're going to see in the next couple of years.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, I read an article about the Bermuda Triangle. Some of the ships and stuff that have disappeared might be just due to big rogue waves, like 100 feet. But of course, there are also stories about how airplanes are like getting disoriented, their avionics get all screwed up and go crazy. Is there anything else odd about the Bermuda Triangle?
He's just saying that it's definitely a big energy vortex.
Okay. Could that have something to do with the rogue waves, or is that something separate from the rogue waves?
Well, he says everything is energy, and the vortexes have different frequencies. And if you put water with a frequency, you can move water.
Oh, yeah, well, I guess so.
So he says, yes, the waves are a result of the high frequency energy that is in that triangle.
Okay.
But he said all the secrets, because a lot of people still like to believe in the mystery of it.
Oh, yeah. Now, what is happening with our reefs? Is it true we will one day not be able to go in the ocean because of the jellyfish taking over from reef decay? How long do we have? Okay, that's about it.
He says no, we don't have to worry about that.
What's going on with the reefs? I know that some people say people wearing sunblock is part of it that destroys reef life.
He says that the reefs, like a lot of the major reefs that we know are dying off, but there's also a lot of other reefs that are being created as well. And he's actually bringing it to like mermaids and the aliens, that some of the ways they help the sea life is through helping recreate things that have been destroyed.
Okay, but is it mostly sunblock that's destroying them, or what?
He says it's everything, Mom. It's just a domino.
Pollution, radiation, everything.
Yeah, everything.
Anything else you want to add, Eric, about the mysteries of the oceans? Uh-oh.
He says don't swallow any water because you don't know who peed in it.
Oh, that's true. You probably did. Whale pee, mermaid pee. Ooh, maybe it has magical powers. We could develop little flippers
Maybe.
like
Maybe.
Ariel and have a good singing voice like Ariel. All right, well, thank you so much, Monique. Let people know how they can book a session with you, find out more about you, and so on.
Yeah, just go to my Facebook at Monique the Healing Medium. I offer channel messages for personal guidance. I teach Reiki courses, 1 through Master Teacher, all online. I even created an Energy for Animals course. So if you want to do your connection and heal your animal without, drugs and relying on other people for animal, it's also a good spa treatment for them as well. They really enjoy it. So I have that class as well. And I make chakra bath bombs.
Oh, tell me about those.
Well, I call myself Monique the Healing Medium because I really incorporate my mediumship in with my healing.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I hand make bath bombs corresponding to each chakra. So the color, the essential oils. I even put hidden crystals inside of them as well.
Oh, how cool.
So
And
when
where
you do
can they find that? Did you find it at Monique the Healing Medium on Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay. So Monique the Healing Medium.
Yes.
That's okay. Okay, I'll put it up here too. Any chance you'll have a website up?
Being worked on right now.
All right, that sounds great. Well, thank you. Anything else you want to add, Monique? This has been so awesome.
No, just message me on Facebook and let your healing journey begin.
All right. Thank you, Monique. Thank you, Eric. I love you.
You're welcome, Mama.
Bye.
Bye.
This is awesome.